Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back today with another one for the Max Cushion gang. Saucony Hurricane 26. Really interesting update here. They put their new foam, Incredilux foam, in the top layer, and we are going to see today if it could elevate this shoe from being a stability shoe to a Max Cushion banger. So if you're interested in shoe insights, you are in the right place. But guess what? An even better place would be the Supple app, because on the Supple app, not only do we have the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace and the best place to find deals on running shoes, where you get shoes like the Super Blast for $150 because people might put a run on it, or even just have a backup pair and sell it for a great deal to a hobby jogger like you. We also have the best shoe reviews and insights on the app, where real runners putting in real work give their thoughts on the shoe to let you know how they perform to other ones. So don't just take my word for it with these shoe reviews. Get on the Supple app. And bonus, it's also the best community of mileage sickos getting after it daily. So if you want to take your training to the next level, get in with a group of people getting after it, join us on the Supple app and enjoy today's video. Alrighty, man, we are back up at the Mint Hill Shoe Market. This is my first shoe review back post Bayshore Marathon. This is the longest period of time I've taken off of running in years, 3 days. So the race was on Saturday. I took Sunday off, I took Monday off, I took Tuesday off, and now it's Wednesday, and I'm going to do a short run to return. I actually didn't feel that bad. It wasn't like my legs were super sore, banged up. I felt normally sore. The day of the race, the day after the race, I felt decently sore. 2 days after the race, I felt fine. Yesterday, I felt fine. Today, I feel completely fine. And we'll see. Maybe if this is my hypothesis, running later, so taking a few more days off than typical, will allow me to feel fresher on my return, and hopefully that aerobic base is still there. I wonder if my heart rate's going to be 165 or something today at an 8-minute pace. We shall see, but because of that, it's going to be recovery miles. It's going to be some nice chill runs this week. I thought this would be a great time to take out the Saucony Hurricane. This is a Max Cushion support or stability shoe. It's not speedy. It's designed for comfort, designed for long runs, and designed to give your foot some extra guidance if you're having any trouble out there. So I was actually a big fan of the last few models. This is the Hurricane, what is this, 25. The new one is the 26. Did I even say? I don't even know if I said the correct numbers, but the old one is the 25. And as you can see, I mean, if I told you this was the 26 and this is the brand new one, you would believe me, because I think I ran in this one time. So although I was a fan of the shoe, I typically just do not run in this category very often because of how supportive and comfortable a lot of the other Max Cushion shoes have gotten in the Super Trainers. For example, something like the Super Blast, Asics Super Blast 3 here, very comfortable shoe, very stable and supportive shoe with how they wrap the foam. I actually think I blasted my light a little too much. Let's see. It's a little bit better there. But yeah, very comfortable, stable, and supportive shoe. I also cleaned it up. Look, 150 miles, and it looks brand new because I took a little dish soap to it. That's the secret. Just dish soap, water, and a paper towel. You can make your shoes look brand new. What was I saying? Supportive, stable. They wrap the foam up on the side. Something like this is 240 grams, just very light. For me, this has all of the stability that I would need. Now, if you look at the standard or traditional stability category, something like the Puma Forever Run Nitro, this is one of my least favorite shoes I've tested over the past 2 years or so. I just did not like it. It felt flat, no pop, bulky in the back, high drop. Not a great geometry or foam. Some people actually like this shoe, and it's supposed to be one of the more modern stability shoes. But just look at it. Look how built up it is in the back. Look how chunky this heel is. There's no good geometry here. It's just not the same as what you're going to get out of the Super Trainer category. Now, I understand there is a big cohort of runners. I mean, go to my 860 V15 review where I just trashed that thing. Go to the comments section. There was a big group of people, over pronation nation who is coming at my throat. You're too skinny. You're too light. You're too fast. You don't understand. You don't need stability shoes. This is a terrible review. You're doing the running community a disservice with this review. I apologize. I really do. I'm sorry. Go ahead and spend $150 on the heaviest, most brick-like shoe if you want. That's up to you. I really think most stability shoes now is just marketing. 95% of runners wearing stability shoes. This is my hot take. This is not backed up by science. Don't sue me. My hot take, 95% of runners using this garbage would be fine in something like this. Now, this one is kind of soft with the FF Leap top layer, but Super Blast 3, Puma Mag Max, or something like this Mount to Coast C1. Super Blast is kind of a bad example with the new one because it has very soft foam on the top layer, but my point here is a lot of the higher-end max cushion training shoes are engineered to have support because the hottest segment of the market right now is marathon training shoes. And most runners out there running 4-hour marathons, running 5-hour marathons, and something like this is even designed for ultra marathons, need that support. So that's where the market is going. The majority of the high-end training shoes right now are designed with a 315 to 430 marathoner in mind. And with that segment, you want stability. So I have gone away from the standard stability category. I was never a huge fan of it. And the brands have also put more development outside of those categories. And they've made their standard stability shoes feel more like these super trainers. If you look at the Hurricane 25, they put the Power Run PB in here, so it's not the same exact Power Run PB as the race foams, but in here I actually like this foam. It was decently bouncy. They've also moved this to a 6mm drop, so a lot of the other standard stability shoes are at 10mm. Even something like the Nike Structure Plus is a 10mm drop. This one, you got the big, nice rocker, you get the moderate drop, and you got the elevated foam in there. So brands are acknowledging where the market is going, and the Hurricane was one of the first shoes to really move that stability segment to something more modern. So with that, let's see how the 26 carries on the legacy of the 25 and take it out of the box here. Oh, look at that. It was already ripped open. All right. Bada boom. Ooh, this looks like a good colorway. Ready? Bada boom. Bada bang. Woo! Bada bop. Dude, this is a fire colorway. This is so much better than I was expecting. And I haven't done a lot of research on this shoe. I haven't been looking at the shoe pages and everything. So yeah, I have not been looking at the colorways. This colorway is sick. Oh, dude. Okay, listen to this. Listen to this. So if you listen to the recent pods, Grant and I and the whole team, well, Grant was the first one to flag this, have been talking about how loud the Triumph is. So this is the same foam on the top layer as the Triumph. I'm going to push it in here. Listen to this. I'm literally just doing this. All right, I'm now going to do it with this shoe right here. I'm going to push in the last version, 25. Ready? Can't really hear anything. Okay, I'm going to do it with the Super Blast now. I'm going to push in this FF Leap. Ready? It's literally quiet. You can hear nothing. So I do not know what it is. Something about the polymers that they've blended together and used in here. Just, dude, it's so gosh dang loud. Is it something with the way... Okay, I think it might be the way the foam is touching the upper. Because if you push it back here, it's quiet. But it's like the foam is rubbing against the upper. Or is it the something with the insole squeaking? Let's see. Let me take the insole out. There's a little investigation here. Dude, okay. We got to the bottom of it. It's the insole. You hear that? Saucony. Come on, dude. You got to do your research. I figured it out in a minute. You got to coat the bottom of this insole with a different material. Saucony, are you listening? Are you what? Take this insole, spend 10 extra cents. Put some sort of thing. on the bottom here. That's what's causing it. That's crazy. This does look like a nice material, though. And it feels like, it says aliphatic TPU. This is literally an ATPU insole, but it's just squeaking against the Strobel board. So it's the combination of the insole on this Strobel board here. All right, well, I'm glad we have that mystery solved. So if you want to fix the issue, hold on, let me see if this will actually do it. If you want to fix the issue, you need to take out your stock insole, which is ATPU, which is a nice material, and put in a new insole. Let's see if that fixes it. This is some hobby jogger science here. By the way, I am going to be testing custom insoles soon. So this is the insole from the 25. It's not aliphatic TPU. I think it's PIBA, supercritical PIBA. We'll see. So I'm putting this in here. Look, you put the PIBA in, no squeak. No squeak. Dog. Okay. We fixed the Hurricane Triumph squeaking controversy of 2026. It's the gosh dang aliphatic TPU insole. My goodness, I'm glad we got to the bottom of that. Thank you to Grant for bringing this issue to our attention. I will be rocking the standard insoles in this today just to test it stock, but that's good to know. If you want to make it quieter, just take them out. All right. Hurricane 26 max cushion support model. And it's interesting because on the back here, they actually say max cushion instead of saying stability. You see that right there? It's printed in this nice metallic silver. They say max cushion. And if you look at the shoe, it does look like max cushion. So the construction here is Incredilux on the top, which is that new aliphatic TPU that we've been loving in the Triumph. We actually named the Triumph in our mid-season awards list the best true daily trainer. I think the Kip Ride Max is right there too in terms of a daily trainer, $160 or $170 and below. That's not a super trainer that offers a nice ride, but the Triumph feels the most like a super trainer. The Incredilux foam is really special. It's Goldilocks zone. It's bouncy. It's propulsive. It has a lot of pop. It has a lot of comfort and protection. So with this guy, they put that foam in here on the top layer, replacing that old Power Run PB, which we did not like. That was the fake EVA PIBA blend Power Run PB. On the bottom here with this frame, they still do have the Power Run. I have to say, pushing it in though, this might be the softest Power Run I have ever felt. So Power Run is standard EVA. I don't mind it. It's almost like rubber at this point. And that's the thing about the EVA. It gets such a bad rep when it used at the bottom layer, but no one's getting mad about rubber. It functions in a very similar way. Provides support, adds durability, and its additional layer of cushion between that top modern foam and your ground. And EVA has been perfected over the past 50 years, and it's given what we see here today. Now, they can make EVA softer, they can make it bouncier, they can make it livelier through a lot of different polymers and also through the manufacturing process. It's like baking a cake. You can have a dense cake, you can have a light cake. It all depends on what type of materials you put in there and how you mix it up. So this EVA here, it feels similar to the Hoka supercritical EVA. I'm telling you, it's very soft, and you can even see as I'm pushing it in here, those compression lines. So I'm hoping we get a nice cushioned ride from this shoe. This looks like a banger max cushion stability shoe. It also is the biggest update on this model since the 24, because the 25 here, this was a very light revision. They made it a little bit lighter. It was a nice update because they took something that we liked in the 24. They just made it a little bit lighter. They changed the upper and everything, but they kept the formula largely intact. With the 26, the new foam, all the new tech in it, it feels a lot different. Pushing in this bottom foam of the 25 here, yeah, maybe it's a little bit softer, but it's not firm and brick-like. It's definitely not firm and brick-like. I mean, if you compare to, Mount to Coast C1. Now, this is bad EVA. There is bad EVA. There is EVA that feels like it's from 1970. That would be Mount to Coast here. Knock, knock, who's there? A brick. Mount to Coast C1. This thing is not like that. Now, in terms of the drop and other specs here, 6 millimeters, so nice moderate drop. You still get that rocker. I'm really loving the look of this thing. Gum sole on the bottom. I always love a gum sole. Good rubber coverage. It's not continuous. You have this strategic layout here, and you can see the Incredilux peaking all the way through. So the standard EVA is really just a cage. It goes around the outside of the shoe, and then you're not getting a huge chunk on the outside or the lateral. It's really in the middle. The medial side is where the EVA pushes up to prevent overpronation. So they're positioning this now as max cushion to make it more of that Super Blast competitor, Vomero Plus competitor, so people don't associate it with being this big, heavy, clunky brick, but it still does have stability elements in there, namely that foam pushing up on the sidewall here, and then you actually have the aliphatic TPU pushing up even higher. You still have a very wide base. I mean, if you compare it to the Super Blast, it's even wider than the Super Blast. Looks like it's about 5 to 10, maybe even 15 millimeters wider than the Super Blast in the back, and then the upper, nice and supportive. You have this plastic heel clip on the inside. Good padding around the back. Ooh, yeah, nice comfortable upper here. So there's a pillow right on the Achilles that you can push in all the way over. This upper looks like it's going to be a complete banger. And then the tongue, nice and padded as well. And then just in terms of the look, I really do like the look of this shoe. It's this cream or eggshell on the top with this silver Saucony logo, and then you get the gum sole on the bottom. This is way better than the Triumph colorway I got. This is almost making up for the sins of that terrible Triumph colorway. This is dad drip certified for sure. I could put this on with some heavyweight sweats, and we would be cruising. So with that, looks really solid. Let us get some specs. Dude, I keep going inside to get stuff, and then the kids keep coming and trying to play with me, and then Charlie's getting mad. But I need to go inside to get stuff. So I think maybe I just need to take out the entire kit in one fell swoop. But sometimes I forget things. Sometimes I want to grab a shoe. But today, no shoe grabbing. Every shoe that we're going to weigh or measure or do anything with is out here already. There's no going. I actually do need to change into my running clothes, so that will be the one time I go inside. So I guess I'm actually going to lace this up not in my running clothes, and then we'll do it. So yeah. All right. Weigh in time. So this was the last Hurricane 25, and it's nice because they've aligned the model number with the year. They brought it back in 24, I think it was. It was dead for a while, so now each Hurricane update is the year. This is the last year's version, 310.5 grams. For a stability shoe, that's honestly not terrible. Let's look at what a max cushion super trainer like the Mount to Coast C1 would be, 280 grams, so it does undercut it. I'm actually surprised to see that, but the top layer of foam here in the Mount to Coast C1 is pretty nice in the circle cell. Now, if we go to the true super trainer segment, top super trainer, at least by usage, in 2026, and people were very offended on Instagram that we put this as the shoe of the year so far. It's literally the number one shoe of 2026 by usage on the Supwall app. It's the most popular shoe out there. I don't know why it's so crazy to call this the shoe of the year. Anyway, 245 grams, very light. That's what, 20% lighter than something like the Hurricane? And then let's check the Forever Run. Puma Forever Run, also 310 grams. So that's the same exact weight as the Saucony, I almost call it the Triumph, as the Saucony Hurricane. So with that, let's see where the new one is weighing in. Hurricane 26 on the left side here. Wow, they brought it down a lot. Shout out to that Incredilux foam. Look at this. Boom, 284.5 grams. That is a nice weight reduction. What did Drake say? I don't need to say his line about the reduction. It's on it's on what song is that? I don't pay for no reduction. I'm gonna pay Oh, it's on Problems with 2 Chainz, A$AP Rocky, and Kendrick Lamar. And now it's crazy because he's beefing with Kendrick and A$AP. But that was a banger. That dude, college frat parties. I love bad. That's my problem. And yeah, I like to. That's my problem. I can't even sing the song. I did the clean version. That song used to slap though. All right. Anyway, I've had a lot of Drake content on the channel recently. I guess because he dropped his new albums. Let's do a little QA check here. Right side. On paper, no reduction. 279.5 grams. So even lighter, man. Below 280. That's crazy. For some context, that is lighter than the On Cloud Monster Hyper, which I am not going to go inside to get. I ain't going in there at all, fam. That's also lighter than the Nike Vomero Plus, 310 grams. That's lighter, I believe, than the Nimbus. That's lighter than a lot of shoes. Man, wow, that is very impressive. And that's not far off from something like the Adidas Hyper Boost Edge, which is, 260 or something? This is coming in 279.5 grams. So really nice job on the weight reduction. I don't know, I know it. By Saucony. Alrighty, using the manual feature because, look at this. I haven't been able to find the exact replica of this or replacement on Amazon, so I've just been using my mind, using my brain. So we're at 164 right here when we start off, and then we'll subtract based on where we end up. So this is a little stack check on the Hurricane. 26, so 164 minus 120. Wow, 164 minus 120, that's 44. So 44 millimeters of cushion in the back for 279 or 280 grams. I think we'd average it out to 282. The QA check was about 5 grams off. That is very impressive. 2 years ago, this would have been an absolute banger. I mean, it still can be, but based on the specs, it is just crazy how light these foams have gotten. Based on the specs, this would have been one of the top super trainers 2 years ago. Now, it's a very competitive max cushion shoe. So I'm excited to see how this thing rides. It has everything on paper that I want. It looks good. It has an updated foam that I know is bouncy. It has a 6 millimeter drop. It has a lightweight, lots of protection. I mean, dude, this could be even better than the Triumph. Oh, gosh. Bang. They're walking out now, so I should be good to go back in the house, but it was getting rough there for a minute. I think she was trying to clean something. That was the issue. And then the kids were just running around, and then I was getting in trouble just for existing. That does happen sometimes. Sometimes it's just annoying when somebody exists around you. It's tough. All right. Dude, step-in feel of the Hurricane. So good. So good. Now, one thing I can feel, this is kind of weird. It almost feels like they went overboard with the overpronation support on the interior or the medial side here. It feels like my foot is getting pushed to the outside. We'll see how this evolves, but I almost feel like they overdid it with how much foam you get on the medial side here. Do we need all of that? Now, this is where it comes in. You don't need stability shoes. You're to this, you're to that. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. I'm reviewing this as a neutral runner. The only thing neutral about me is my feet. Everything else is extremely radical. No, that's not true. I'm actually very moderate in my sensibilities in general. I try to not be too controversial. All right, lacing these things up here, fully laced up. Yeah, it's really that you can feel that support on the inside. Now, with a lot of stability shoes, at least the last gen ones, I could feel the 10 tiny elves in the back, just so restrictive on the ankle. I don't get that, but I do get a ton of support on the medial side here. Not quite sure if I love it. All right, walk test. Man, this is very comfortable and supportive. I really like it. The squeak thing is weird. Honestly, you might want to change you can sample that, have riff raff rap over it. Tiptoeing on my Sauconys. But yeah, very comfortable. I'm excited to get some miles in this. It's honestly not as cushioned underneath the forefoot as I expected, given that it's 44 with a 6mm drop, but maybe it will feel different once I start walking in it. I'm not saying it feels low to the ground, but I'm not getting a super soft sink on the forefoot. I would say it's more supportive than anything, but the rocker is nice, so we will just see how that evolves. All right, plan for this run after I change. I am going to get 4 to 6 miles, depending on how I feel. Might be on the shorter side. I honestly don't know. I don't know. The point of this run is just to get out there and move the legs. So I'm going to go change, and then we can do it. All right, man. First run back. I'm kind of nervous. Let's see how the legs are feeling. Dude, honestly, not bad at all. We'll see how the heart rate does, whether I'm spiking up to 160 or something, but I mean, so far it's smooth. Lower back, a little bit of tightness in the lower back. I can always feel that when I push hard. Dude, these are absolutely perfect for what I want today. And honestly, these feel softer somehow than the Triumph. Dude, this is a banger recovery shoe. Holy cow. This is like a Skyward X without the plate. And I'm likely not gonna take this out for 15 miles. That's the nice thing about the Skyward X. That plate helps it hold up over longer runs, but man, this is comfy, supportive. Dude, the bounce is great. And it's not too squishy where I'm fighting against the foam. Yeah, early overreaction. This is incredible. Might be the best pure recovery shoe that I've tested recently. Which is a dying segment, right? Everything's going to super trainer. Legs are definitely a little sore still, but honestly not too bad. Yeah, geometry is there, foam is there, and then the width is there. Dude, this is basically what I thought the Paramount Max would be. I mean, 3 minutes in here, I like this way better than the Paramount Max. Also, it feels super weird to be running after 3 days off. You know, heart rate's 135, but I feel like I forgot how to run a little bit. My plan is to take this week super down, I mean, as I've already done, and then next week start ramping back up. My theory was that I haven't taken any real time off
in 3 years. So better to do it now after a nice sub 230 before I really need it than keep pushing through the summer and then regret not taking some time off. Oh, also, I'm retired. I mean, the only downside of these shoes so far is the insole. Very annoying. Can you hear that? But yeah, the comfort of these is great. Perfect amount of softness. And then the geometry is just so dialed. I don't know why they don't put this geometry on all their training shoes. This is like an endorphin speed recovery shoe. I mean, this is what I wanted out of the Azura. It's what I wanted out of the Paramount Max. And I did like the Triumph, but the comfort here and the 6mm drop with the better rocker geometry might even make this better than the Triumph for me. Bro, this is really good. This is in that Super Blast Vista Skyward conversation after not even 1 mile. And seriously, really good. Bro, Saucony really made a soft and bouncy max cushion trainer. That's crazy. Also, I'm just tired, man. I am tired. My legs are tired. They feel tired and weak. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long to recover from this. But that was mile 1, 8:17. I'll give my legs a light 6. Strong 5 to light 6. I usually only take 42 hours off. Or sorry, 48. This time I took whatever one more day than 72 is. 96. 96 hours off. I almost feel like taking too much time off is worse. But I've just never done it. And I was pretty ready to quit running, so this time was nice. I mean, dude, this shoe is so good. This Incredilux foam is just amazing. They crushed it. Thrifty Blonde's estate sale. Oh, wow. Thrifty Blonde doing numbers, man. Look at this. Thrifty Blonde putting in the work. Shout out Thrifty Blonde. She got the block going crazy. Look at this. Might have to pull up on Thrifty Blonde, do some sort of promo deal. Get her to plug the Supwell app. Look at this. Wow, still going, still going. The entire street. She brought the Beamers out. Thrifty Blonde brought the Range Rovers out. She got the streets going crazy, man. Shout out Thrifty Blonde. Bang. Dude, this is terrible. It's so hot. It's already 80 plus degrees. 3 days off. That was enough time to forget that I actually hate running. I hate running, man. Oh. It's just tough because I have an entire business about to support my family related to something that I hate. Can we pivot this? Can we spin it to something else? It's not sup while running, it's sup while gunning. Maybe I'll become a rifle dealer. Maybe sup while cunning. I can tell cunning one-liners. Become a stand-up comedian. Or maybe we'll do cup well. It was never actually sup well. It was cup well the whole time. Our logo just got misprinted. We're gonna become a glass dealer. Just nice cups. Yeah, this is horrible, dog. 840 pace, 150 heart rate. Yeah, 3 days off, I don't know. Should I have taken more time off? I've never taken more time off. Or am I paying for taking the additional day off? If I ran yesterday, would I have felt better? I don't know. This is horrible. The shoes are definitely the best part of the run, though. These shoes are great. This is the perfect first day back shoe. You know what the funny thing is about the people on Instagram complaining about the Super Blast? It's not durable. It's not durable. How is it the shoe of the year? Bro, you have 35 shoes and you run 20 miles a week and you're talking about it's not durable. Stop it. Dang, my heart rate just hit zone 3. Hit zone 3 off the random smackdown. Man, I am really enjoying these shoes. Just the compression and the response, so good. It's a little bit of a throwback vibe. Reminds me what I love so much about the older Nimbus. Nimbus 25. Nimbus 27 too, which is not that old. Yeah, I mean, dude, recovery day cruiser. I don't know if anything can beat this, because the geometry is just so good. You can just clomp down on that heel, and then the roll is incredible. There's no choppiness. That's the issue with some of the super trainers. They want you to go fast, or they punish you, give you some chop on the heel. This feels dialed for these slower paces. This is a comfy banger, man, I'm telling you. People aren't gonna believe it because it's Saucony, but this one is special. I'm putting this 2 miles in. I'm putting this over the Triumph. Hear me out. Triumph is good, but it's a traditional daily trainer. It's designed to do a lot of things. I think they might have even softened up the Incredilux in here and allowed this to be more plush. This one is my recovery day cruiser, and I would take this over the Super Blast for this type of a run. This literally feels like the perfect shoe for when your legs are trashed. And the fact that it's 280 grams, dude, so nice. This is a sleeper pick. I'm going clickbait on the title to get the word out. Surprising banger. Dog, I honestly thought, you wanna know what I honestly thought? I would never say this. I don't say anything now when I think bad things are gonna happen with my running. I did that before Bay State, and then bad things did happen. It's just, you don't want to put negative energy out there. But I honestly thought in the back of my head that Bayshore was gonna go horribly. It had all the ingredients to go horribly. 4th marathon in 8 months, 3rd marathon in 6 months. I mean, 2 previous PRs. Training was fine. Also hit 2 pretty big long runs. My foot was hurting. I'm relieved for sure. And the stick-to-itiveness paid off. It did. The conventional wisdom would have said, don't run another marathon after Wilmington. Good thing I don't listen to conventional wisdom, Todd. No, shout out to all the Todds out there putting in the work. But yeah, I think that's what I'm most proud of, just sticking with it and being able to recover, not once, not twice, but 3 times, recover, get back up to baseline mileage, and reload the clip 3 times within a 6-month period. It's tough to do that. And I was so close at Wilmington. 13 seconds. And so my race strategy and my lead-in was, let's just close it out. Let's just close it out. Did I run my fastest possible marathon over the last 6 months? I don't know. But the thing with the marathon for me, it's not a fitness test. And I run races to get my goal. Now, maybe in a future race, if I do another hard marathon again, my goal will be, let's make it a fitness test. Let's see how fast I could run from point A to point B. But that was not my goal, especially not for Bayshore. It was, let's close it out, man. 2:29:59 or faster. And unfortunately, that mindset did make for a pretty tough race mentally, because the fear of the negative was a lot greater than the reward for the positive. But I was racing like a machine. Just running so steady and even. So you gotta set your own goals and race your own goals, man. There were 2 people who passed me in the last 10K, but I did not care. I did not care at all, because I knew if I just cruise 540, I will get my goal. And people have all sorts of different philosophies on it. That's why I enjoyed the Jacob Thompson pod so much that we did, because we talked about the differences in racing from a hobby jogger who's going for a time goal versus a pro where your position is what matters. Dog, I do not care about my position at all. I got second at Wilmington. I actually won money from that race, but I was annoyed because I was 14 seconds off my goal. And this time, I got 15th. And I'm a lot happier with getting 15th because I got my goal versus my last 2 marathons, which I want was first and second. I mean, my philosophy is I am not a pro. I'm going out here to test myself. And for me, the test is actually not the race day fitness. It is not, did I run at 89% of VO2 max? No, the test is I set out an extremely ambitious goal from Chicago 2024. And to get to this goal, it's not about running hard for 2 hours and 29 minutes. That's the easy part. It's about working every week for 75 weeks straight to put myself in a position to get that goal. And running a 2:30 in February and then coming back and running a 2:29. I was thinking about this, even for me, I have this tendency to think, oh, it's gonna be easy. Right, it's gonna be easy the second time because I already did 2:30. No, to do that, I still had to train at a high level, do all the long runs, put in the work, stay healthy, fuel well, make sure I didn't blow up or cross the line, because that's a big risk. I mean, you can look at other people who've done a lot of marathons within a 6-month span. You usually stop getting faster, or you get injured, or you have some blow-ups. So I was able to just dial it in. See, I'm super proud of that. The fact I was able to make that consistent progression. I mean, I set out a really hard goal, and I wanted to do it in a year. That was my goal. That's impressive, right? That's impressive. People will say, wow, oh wow, 10-minute jump, taking a big jump. That's impressive. That shows you're a good runner. Started getting hard when the timeline just got longer and longer and longer. But I feel like a pro now, a pro at this. Now, I don't think I've 100% mastered the marathon. That's impossible. I don't think I will never have a bad race again. That's impossible, especially if I want to go out there and race hard. And the harder you run, the higher the chances of a risk. But to be able to go 2:32, 2:30, 2:29 and just keep dialing it in, that taught me so much. It's the DQ mentality, man. Hurricane 26. That's a banger. Got money on my mind, like a banker. If we're talking about the mileage, I was born in the manger. Still sleeping on the grind, then you're in danger. Getting miles in the trees like a ranger. It's the young life changer, PR rearranger. Treat a low mileage boy like a stranger. I was feeling okay at 4, so I decided to hit the bonus loop. I'm gonna turn around. Cruise to 5. No need to be a hero. I feel my right quad. It's a little tender. I mean, after running, this is the bonus thing. After running 2:32, 2:30, 2:29, I've got a lot of aerobic fitness. That's why I tapered so hard. That's a lot of aerobic fitness right there. So if I hit a little bit of a mileage cut to recover, get some fresh, speedy legs back, it's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. Man, the tough thing about the marathon is that it's such a moving target. Now, because I raced 3 times within a 6-month period, the target stayed the same. I wasn't able to increase my fitness that much. I still feel like I left a few seconds, 30 seconds to a minute on the table here. But if you zoom out even more, 2 years ago, the time I ran would have been impossible, just physiologically. But that doesn't mean it's the best marathon I've ever run, even though it's the fastest. That's why when I ran 2:32, I was bummed out, because I knew I could have run faster. So we get better at racing the marathon, yes, but then our fitness also increases. So there's these two things we're always chasing. Can I run the most complete marathon based on my fitness level now, coupled with trying to bring the time down? And then if we get the time goal, but we don't maximize our fitness, we feel there's still fat to cut, still meat on the bone, still some seconds left on the table. This is the type of stuff that will just drive you insane, and it'll always be there. It'll always be there. Even if you run a sub 2 hour marathon, man, it will always be there. The pursuit of the perfect race is just impossible. But the love is in the chase. What is the perfect marathon, though? Is it dropping dead at the finish line? No, I know that's an over-exaggeration, but is it puking your guts out? Is that the perfect marathon? At the finish line, feeling like you can't breathe on the last 2 miles? Is that the perfect marathon? Where you got every single ounce of fitness, you just squeezed everything out? I've never been able to do that. I've never ever been able to do that. So what is the perfect marathon, man? Because we can run our goal time, we can feel like we didn't do our best fitness wise. It's a dance, man. It's tricky. Now, everyone's different, but I've always personally raced better when I have fitness budget, when my fitness is slightly better than the time I need. I mean, Chicago, I ran an aggressive negative split to get 1 minute faster than my goal time. And then, dude, there's a moth all up in my grill. Yeah, and then Bayshore ran basically even. I mean, very slight positive split, 20 to 30 second difference. So 1 to 2 second per mile difference, which came from, I think I dropped a 5:44 or 5:47 in the back half for 1 or 2 miles. But basically even splits for, again, 1 minute off the goal time, which, funny enough, if you look at the Strava time, it's only 4 seconds faster for the actual 26.2 based on GPS versus Strava. But I just ran very clean. Yeah, it's tough to truly maximize your fitness. But for me, I know for me personally, I always race better when I have that confidence that I can really do it versus going out and not knowing. So it's hard. You got to figure out what type of runner you are. What do you prefer? Do you feel good when you're trying to take a 30-minute chunk off your marathon time and going out or racing hard? Or do you like having the confidence to know that it's well within your range? There's different types of runners, man. Anyway, first run post-race in the books here. 5 miles, 8:21 pace. Wow, efficiency low, 93%. That might be the lowest I've ever seen. Gosh, average heart rate 147. Yeah, that is pretty bad for, what was the pace, 8:20? Gosh, yeah, yeah, I mean, 147, I could see that at a 6:50 pace when I'm fully recovered. So it's going to take some time, unfortunately. I mean, that's what happens when you take 3 days off after a race. But this shoe is just
Incredible, man. If I didn't have anything to test, and matter of fact, for my rest of the runs this week, I think tomorrow I might not do a shoe review. I'll do a different type of video. I'll probably just run in this. I mean, this is really comfortable, great cushion, great bounce, great protection. It's everything I want in a max cushion recovery shoe. This is a bit of a dying segment, but the Hurricane 26 is reviving it. I say shabang. There we go, man. Saucony Hurricane 26, most surprising banger of 2026. There's always one, but look at this, dude. I am telling you, every brand says plush. That's the most overused, my most hated term. Is also one of the terms, because I've come around to saying super trainer. I used to not say it because what does it really mean? But it's a heuristic now. It's something easy. We know what it means. There's a plate in there or a race foam. It means the shoe is likely not going to be mid. But plush is one of those things. What actually does that mean? Because to me, plush signals soft, but sometimes we'll say plush when it's not super soft, but it's comfortable and protective. This is plush. This is mileage luxury, man. This is one of my favorite recovery style, max cushion, comfy cruiser shoes. Absolute banger. I love that it has a specific orientation, use case, purpose. It's trying to do one thing really well, which is give you that guidance and support on your relaxed miles, and it just crushes it. It just crushes it. This is what I was expecting from the Paramount Max, and I was really let down because that foam, something about it was off with the foam, the geometry, and then the size of that shoe. It all came together to be this miss for me, I would say. Now, some on the Supple team are enjoying it. Grant's enjoying it. Barrett are enjoying it. They're wrong, but that's no. Maybe I'm missing something about that shoe, but this one with the geometry here, just so perfectly dialed. You can land on the back, especially back and middle was really nice for landing on this. The geometry is just so smooth, and then the compression from this Incredilux, dude, it is a bang. It's the best name for a foam. It perfectly describes. It's incredibly luxurious. Incredilux. That's exactly what this shoe is. Upper, just dialed. The fit is so comfortable. It's wide, but not too wide. It doesn't feel like a boat on my foot, like a Super Blast 2 or like a Paramount Max. Just everything about this shoe is perfect for the use case. This is as good at what it is doing today, which is short recovery run. Now, this wasn't a super long run. We could throw it up. I went 5 miles at an 8:40 pace. I wasn't stretching it to its limits, but that is exactly when you would want this shoe. Shorter recovery days, relaxed miles. It's not going to be my shoe that I take for a 20-mile long run, or even a 15-mile long run, or maybe even a 12-mile or 14-mile recovery style run or relaxed run, because the race foam shoes, something like the Super Blast or the Dynafish or the Light Spray Hyper, those are the shoes I'd want when I'm going a little bit longer because they have more of that speed orientation. But for the comfortable, luxurious, relaxed paces, the easy day shoe, and that's something that I don't say a lot either. I don't talk about easy runs because for me, no run is easy. There's no such thing as an easy run when I'm getting out here and moving legs. But for an easy day shoe, for that plush comfort, I'm just going to use all the words I don't like using. This is perfect, so dialed for the intended purpose. This is as good at its intended purpose, what it is trying to do, as the Fast R3 is for its intended purpose. Seriously. So what makes it so good? There's a lot of elements in here coming together. Let's break it down top to bottom. So the fit, as I mentioned, perfectly dialed. The tongue, you just get the right amount of padding here. Absence of anything bothersome on the upper. There's nothing super special or crazy about it, but it just feels really nice. And then little low-key thing on the back that I clocked here. There's flexibility right around the Achilles, but then you get this thick pillow. It reminds me of the 1080 V13. So super comfortable upper, and then you get the plastic heel clip here in the back. Now, moving down to the back, wide base. So very stable shoe. And that is something that I want on my relaxed shoe, my recovery shoe, my easy day shoe, whatever you want to call it. I want that nice and wide base. It's a reason that I personally have never been a big fan of the Evo SL as a daily trainer. For me, that's a zone 3 shoe or a shoe where I'm picking up the pace. So with this guy, very wide base, but not too wide, just wide enough to give you that support. And then they cradle the foot with this firmer foam. Now, of course, the battery died, and I'm on my second battery, which is also about to die, but the first one is charging, so we'll see how far I can get without this one dying. But as I was saying, I was very skeptical and a little bit worried how this thick chunk of EVA on the inside. Now, we don't need to do the whole EVA discourse, but I'm not anti-EVA. It does have a purpose. Like I was saying earlier, we're not anti-rubber. There's a purpose for rubber on these shoes to protect the bottom. The EVA functions very similarly, but sometimes, like in the Mount to Coast C1 or even the Super Blast to a lesser degree, but sometimes this less responsive, firmer, heavier foam can deaden the ride of a nice foam, especially when you see this big chunk of it here. Now, this is really a support. It's not going for, because you can see where it's on the outside, and on the inside you're still getting mostly the Incredilux, but just sometimes it can deaden the ride too much. I'm happy to report that was not happening here. This was perfect. It's the rare case where we get a dual foam shoe where the top foam is doing the heavy lifting and it breathes perfectly. And if you look at how they've done this here, they send the top foam all the way down through to the bottom. So it's up against your foot, and then it's all the way down through the bottom through the entirety of the shoe, all the way from the heel to the forefoot. You get Incredilux going the entire way. So it can really breathe, it can expand, and you can get the benefits of all of this beautiful Incredilux. And I think it might even be softer in this shoe than it is in the Triumph. At least from feel, I don't know if the durometer is, but to my touch and out there on the ride, the Hurricane rides softer and more comfort oriented than the Triumph. The Triumph has this stiff snap to it. With the Triumph, the first run I did in that was my last set of hill sprints before the marathon. I did 6 miles with some really hard 10 seconds up the hill. That's not what I would want to do in this. I would want to do recovery in this. So Incredilux foam pairs beautifully with this Power Run EVA frame, very Super Blast-like, but even it suffocates the foam less than the Super Blast. Now, I'm not saying the FF Blast and the Super Blast does suffocate the FF Leap, but just the way that they let the character of this Incredilux breathe in here is so dialed. It's perfect. So really nice combination here with these two foams. You get the support, you get the bounce and the comfort, and it really all comes down to this Incredilux in the midsole here. This has got to be one of the top comfort foams on the market now. It feels like what I wanted fresh foam to evolve into, because you get a decent amount of softness. Now, I know a lot of us in the community, we've moved beyond these super soft recovery shoes. There's not a lot of people out there who want something like the 1080 V14 anymore, especially when you're running higher mileage. Getting too soft without the energy return is just not a fun experience. That's why I've always loved the Nimbus, because it gets just enough compression with some bounce. This is like the Nimbus on its absolutely best day with even more energy return and bounce. It has that plush sink in, it has that really great geometry, and then the toe off is just super nice here, and you can see there's a beautiful rocker. Now, a lot of these more traditional max cushion or stability shoes do not have rockers. They have flat geometry. So I wouldn't even think of this as a stability shoe. I would think of this as a true recovery day, easy, plush, cushioned cruiser shoe. And for that, it absolutely sings. Now, the other thing, moving through the entire package here, because we've gone upper, we've gone midsoles. Oh, of course we do the outsole. It's fine. I don't know, XT900 rubber. It doesn't feel too crunchy. That's the thing about some of the Saucony shoes. The outsole can deaden the ride. I wasn't getting that here, thankfully, and I think it's because you get so much of this Incredilux foam peeking out on the bottom. But just talking about the package, all of the pieces coming together, the weight, 280 grams. 280 grams for a 44 millimeter stack max cushion recovery shoe. Super impressive. We've almost become weight pilled now. We see things like the Yomif in the Seb Sawyer shoe, that's 98 grams. The Metaspeed Ray is 140 grams. The Dynafish Xiaoyan is 200 grams. The Light Spray is 220 grams. Yes, we see race shoes going sub 200. We see the top trainers going 200 grams. But for a recovery shoe to be sub 300 grams with 44 millimeters of cushion is highly impressive. To have this much cushion at this low of a weight is very impressive. This type of a shoe 2 generations ago was 330 to 350 grams. Even if you look at the Mag Max, which was light for the time for how much cushion it had, and not a super lightweight shoe in general, but for the cushion it had, was 318 grams. The Vomero Plus is 320 grams. This is 280. One of them was below 280, and you get the bounce and the comfort and protection with this much EVA. So what they've done with this Incredilux foam is special. We have been waiting for a shoe like this for quite some time out of Saucony. This past few generations, they've been stagnating. I wasn't a huge fan of the Azura. I was disappointed by the Paramount Max, but this one is it. It takes a lot of the things that I loved about the Triumph, and it makes it even better because this is more specific to being a recovery day cruiser and a mileage type of shoe. So with that, let us close it out with the 3 questions that we always ask and answer in these first run reviews. First, how does this shoe do for its intended purpose? Now, in this generation, they have moved not just this, but the guide from being stability shoes to max cushion shoes, and they've stamped that right on the back. Now, that's not saying they want this to be unstable, and as we've talked about with the construction, there's still a lot of elements here. The width and the frame of EVA and the way that they put it up on the medial side that make this designed to be a stability shoe, but it's no more of a stability shoe than the Super Blast or the Mag Max. It really is not. And if you look at the specs of it, it's no more of a stability shoe than those shoes either. This feels nothing like the Forever Run Nitro or even the Structure Plus or the Gel Cayano, which could be a good thing or a bad thing for some people. Now, 95% of runners out there will be fine for this. I guess if your ankles are running at some sort of geometric angle in neutral shoes, if you're offset, then maybe this won't be good for you. But for 95% of runners out there, this is more than enough support and stability with how they've laid out these 2 foams. So for the intended purpose, now max cushion comfort, man, dialed. I love that they, at least to me, seems like they said, how could we design the most comfortable shoe possible for walking, for jogging? This is it. This is really up there, man. Now, it's not a Vomero Premium. It still is in that normal range, which is a good thing. The Paramount Max, theoretically, is that Vomero Premium type of shoe. And with this, it almost makes me wonder, because this is so good, Paramount Max, I just wish they did something different with that shoe. Give us the real Incrediron. Dude, maybe put a plastic plate in there to stabilize the real Incrediron or something, because this is everything that you need in a recovery package. Nothing you don't. The fact that it's so lightweight is really nice. I think this is actually lighter weight than the Paramount Max, isn't it? Isn't the Paramount Max up near 300? Regardless, banger. Now, question number 2, how it compares to the other shoes in the category. I would think of this as max cushion cruiser, even slower and more relaxed than something like the Vomero Plus, the best version of a Nimbus type of shoe. We've seen people in the last generation, 27 to 28 is really where that shift away from Nimbus started happening in our community, and shift away from some of these more traditional recovery shoes have started happening, and brands are now putting out these specific max stack modern recovery models. And we even have people using super trainers like the Super Blast 4 recovery. But compared to the other shoes in the category, this is the most relaxed. I do not run a lot of 830 miles, and because of that, I can find a lot of these more modern shoes feeling pretty bad to me when I try to run slow. Even the Vomero Premium, it feels like too much shoe. It feels like I gotta get it going. If I'm trying to run a relaxed 830 jog, a lot of these shoes just punish me for that. That was the nice thing about this. Compared to the other shoes in the max stack category, it doesn't feel like too much shoe on foot. It perfectly compresses at my recovery paces, and it's just a really nice blend of softness, smoothness, comfort, and pop. It's a true recovery day, easy day package. That is a rare thing now. Everyone, all these brands, everything needs to be speed. Even the Paramount Max, right? I keep going back to that, but the name of that foam is Incrediron. Theoretically, it was supposed to be the race foam. So all these max cushion shoes, same thing with the Vomero Plus, right? That shoe has ZoomX, which theoretically, we know it's not the same compound, but theoretically is the same as the race foam. With this, Incredilux, they are telling you we've designed this to be most comfortable. We've designed this to be the best for a recovery day as possible. And they've just nailed it. So compared to the competitors, just that focus on pure comfort, pure what you want out of max cushion, this is the one that does it best. I seriously don't know if there's any other shoe out there that is offering what this does in a true, we don't care about going fast type of package. Now, that's not to say you couldn't pick it up in this. Just because of the weight and the geometry, I think you could, but would not be my first choice. Personally, this would be what I'm putting on for those days where I purely want to be rolling ochos or at least high 7-minute miles. If I want to be dropping the pace some, I'm going Dynafish, I'm going even Vomero Plus, I'm going any Super Bowl, I'm going any of those other shoes if I'm getting into the 7s and 6s. So compared to all the other shoes out there, pure recovery cruiser, does it really well. Now, question number 3, how's this compared to everything else on the market? Where would it fit into your rotation? Is it worth the price? I actually don't know the price. Camera died again, but I was able to charge the other battery. So now we can close it out here. And I was also able to look up the price because, like I was saying, I didn't know the price. $170. 170. I thought this was gonna be 180 at least, or maybe even 200. Paramount Max, 200. Same price as the Triumph. Really good deal. Now, $170. I'm not saying that's cheap, but just relative to the other shoes out there, that's cheaper MSRP than Vomero Plus for a pure recovery day cruiser. 170 in 2026. That's really good value. So, man, massive thumbs up. I'm gonna give it an A. I'm not gonna get overly exuberant here and give it an A plus. Maybe I'll give it an A plus. I'll do one more run in it before we get the Instagram overview post up, because we might upgrade this to an A plus. I'll get maybe a few more runs, but absolute banger. If you are looking for a recovery day shoe, you are not going to be let down. I'm telling you, you're not going to be let down by this. The foam is just really special in here. Saucony knocked it out of the park with this Incrediron. So much better than that, or Incredilux. It's so much better than that fake Incrediron in the Paramount Max. That's the hill that I will die on, seriously. So, banger, man. Big thumbs up. It releases July 1st, I think, so I will be able to get some more miles in this. Hopefully this is not just an early overreaction. I don't think so. It's really good. I don't usually feel this peppy, and just it's hard to feel comfortable after a marathon in any shoe, and this one was very comfortable. I also think people are going to like it for the Disney shoe, walking around. I mean, for me, Vomero Premium, nothing can top that if you want the absolute most in protection for walking around, but in a more normal package, this is great. So banger, 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 thumbs up. Maybe Saucony's best trainer right now, maybe the best out of this latest crop. Azura was, for me, also just doesn't fit into my rotation. It's just a worse version of shoes that I like more. Triumph was good, but again, it had that thing where it's the best possible daily trainer, but I just run in super trainers all the time. This one is the best possible for a very specific purpose, and there's nothing else that is doing that purpose in the same way. So recovery day shoes are not dead. This is the Zombie Hurricane 26, bringing it back to life. Shout out Saucony, man. Shout out Incredilux. Chef's kiss, chef's kiss. So that's all I have for you today, man. I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. 229 off the grind, got me feeling fine. Putting work in the dark. Now it's time to shine. Had to wait a long time like the lunch line. Shout out Miley Cyrus. Climb. Off the muscle through the pain. Got a strong spine. Really might quit running. Drink wine. $229. I'm not talking about a shoe price. Dropping bars all the time. I'm too nice. $229, I'm not talking about a shoe price. Woo! Bars, bro. Bars.